Greetings, dear sisters. We are already in the end of the first half of the 200th birth anniversary of our beloved foundress, M.Bernarda Heimgartner. The topic given to me for this input session is, how did M.Bernarda turn crisis situations into opportunities? To begin with, the title of our congregation speaks volumes as the answer to this question. Our pioneering sisters chose this title primarily because of this aspect of the cross during the budding period of our congregation. M.Bernarda was indeed the chosen instrument to be our foundress because God filled her with special graces and qualities to which she remained faithful. On going through the written materials available, one can find that there were several crisis situations through which M.Bernarda had to pass through. I quote St. Paul's letter to Galatians chapter 5 verse 22. The fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. M.Bernarda possessed these fruits in abundance and displayed it in her daily life. In the routine everyday life, she remained interiorly united with her beloved. This living faith in the indwelling presence of the Lord was expressed on her letters to sisters as the expression, "May Jesus live in our hearts." The basic attitude of her life was complete orientation towards God's will, her trustful surrender to divine providence, and love of her neighbor. Her innermost conviction was that God is always good, and so her life was centered around faith, hope, and charity as source of strength in every situation. Crises erupted one after the other, the first of which started barely a half year after the foundation, when Father Theodosius had to withdraw from directing the institute on the instruction of his provincial superior. M.Bernarda's notes in this distressing situation witness to her unshakable trust in God, who, she wrote, disposes all things for His glory and our good. Soon she found strength from God to adapt herself and did not get discouraged. This trial was beginning of a long series of hindrances and difficulties which she had to undergo. But even the darkest hours were not able to shake her faith in God's loving care. The frequent change of mother house to 3 different locations within a span of 2 years meant extraordinary expense for furnishing each place. The congregation soon went into debt. M.Bernarda had no other alternative but to send sisters for begging tour. The Auxiliary Aid Society, founded on the initiative of Father Theodosius, gave financial and moral help for the institute for next 10 years. Father Theodosius began to concentrate increasingly on social issues, and for him to see a need was to perceive a call to alleviate it. So, he conceived a plan to found the Congregation of Sisters of Mercy. M.Bernarda was to provide personnel for a hospital started by him and that was the starting of that congregation. Later on, the intention of the founder to amalgamate both congregations became a matter of contention for Mother Bernarda due to lack of clarity and confusing situation. Mother Bernarda found relief in the words of her ecclesiastical superior, which revealed God's will to her. She believed that the voice of the church was the voice of God, be it in the words of competent bishop or the constitution approved by the church. With great discretion, Mother Bernarda informed Father Theodosius the decision taken by the competent local ordinary that the two congregations remain separate, but assured him of her loyalty and respect. New problems came up. This time it came from Father Röllin, the Father Superior who had supported till now. Mother Bernarda discovered a mysterious change in him, his hurtful remarks and his disrespect for the constitutions. She saw all these with deep concern. After much search and consultation, the ex-abbot Paul Burker took over as chaplain. His proposals for renewal and reform to incorporate the sisters as Benedictines with enclosure threatened the very identity of the congregation. Mother Bernarda saw clearly the danger and defended the original identity of the congregation and informed the Episcopal Chancellor of the desperate situation. The consideration and forbearance exercised in her statements regarding the two priests are a moving testimony to her charity. Her inner balance and objectivity stood the test of this distressing situation. Mother Bernarda took her duty towards the congregation as of utmost importance and did her very best to avert any threat for its existence and to preserve its character and purpose. She knew herself to be too deeply anchored and secured in God to let herself to be confounded by the turmoils she had to face. However turbulent the surface might be, her innermost soul remained untouched and unharmed. Mother Bernarda created around her a climate of goodwill, mutual love, and spirituality. This was rooted in the respect she had for each sister and willingness to accompany her daughters spiritually and render concrete help. To conclude, Mother Bernarda listened deeply to her inner voice. Although of tender age and with her fragile body, yet brightly enlightened spirit, she fulfilled faithfully the mission entrusted to her with vision and courage in spite of all challenges. The sufferings she bore with love and fidelity to her loving Father. She invites us, her daughters, today to follow the path she chose in following our Master. The inscription on her tombstone summarizes her life, that is, she chose the cross, she bore the cross, she triumphed in the cross, and that is the legacy she left to us, her daughters. Thank you.